Okay, so we're gonna do something backwards today. We're going to do the drive portion of a feature first, and then we'll talk about the car afterwards.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's go have some fun.
The 1M as a vehicle, and just, I mean, as the BMW, I've said this before, but the 1M is my favorite BMW. It's the most analog, and it's just in between that era where there's no screen, but it's still just modern enough. There's Bluetooth, the AC works really well, the interior is really plush. It's not like the 36 and 46 where it's falling apart at the seams when you just let it sit in the sun.
Yeah, so the clutch is from a 550i. So it's got like 30% more clamping power. Otherwise you'd just be spinning everywhere. Maybe make a little gap so you can test it out. But it really holds. It's got a really good front end. It's really grabby.
So what blows me away is that you drive this here in the new territories, when I've heard a lot of people say basically don't even try to drive a modified car here.
Yeah, I rarely drive the car, but when I do, I mean, I drive it anywhere, but I try not to go drive with a big group or with a group, because then you're just attracting more attention. It's just more for like leisure for myself. Like, it really gets shot as well. Like, I don't really take it out much to events or car meets. So it's just whatever I do to it is just for my own kind of pleasure.
But generally speaking, this kind of does fly under the radar. It is somewhat OEM looking from the outside.
Yeah, I try to keep it kind of OEM plus, kind of create my own kind of GTS, kind of CS kind of look to it without being, because the color is pretty loud already. So like, I try to keep the rest more subtle. How's it feel? So
it feels like a normal car. As it should, right?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, the undercarriage is all stiffened up. Done loads of the all the bushings and the mounts and stuff. A lot of research on the forums and other 1M owners. I didn't want the car too hard. I want it to be like streetable. It's similar to like a Porsche, whereas the GT3 is more suitable for the street. Then you got the RS for the track. I didn't really want to build like a too hardcore version of the 1M, because you know, you enjoy most of the time on the road. So I mean, I'm pretty sure it's capable if you took it to the track.
It has so few kilometers too.
Yeah. And when I do drive it how it should be driven. There's just no way to really drive the car in Hong Kong without getting in trouble.
Give it the beans.
Yeah,
give her the beans.
Feel the grip as well. Like, I'd love for you to like really take it to some corners. It's pretty good.
God, the shifter is so nice. It really is nice. It's not as rubbery.
It feels OEM.
Yeah, it feels. Oh, see, I did it. I knew I was gonna do it.
Wait.
Jeez. This is awesome. It looks. Jeez. There's so much power.
You can go.
So much power. This is crazy. And the brakes are so good.
Really dialed in this car.
I'm not even anywhere near a red line.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's just got a lot of torque.
And then this is just running on the pump fuel here, because you don't have any other option.
Yeah, it's running on the pump gas. The better version of it, like whatever it
whatever octane it ends up being. Because in Hong Kong, they don't actually tell you what octane the fuel is.
Yeah, they go by, I think it's RON here.
Right. That is so crazy.
How's it handling? Like, you feel...
I mean, it just, there's no rattles. It really is so cool, despite the challenges that you guys have in terms of space.
Yeah.
And obviously what's legal to do, you're able to do so much and make the car your own. And I really, really like that a lot.
Yeah, I think that's what's good about the Hong Kong car culture is people like to spend their time and effort into making a car feel like their own. A lot of individual touches.
I appreciate you bringing it out today.
No problem. Like I
Thank
feel
you so
like
much.
this car is very underestimated. I feel it doesn't get the coverage that it deserves in some ways. Because people love to collect them and put them away in their collections or whatever.
Yeah, I really like the Valencia orange one so much. I think they're the most common in the US.
They are.
Yeah.
I think black is the more sought after color.
It's just so underwhelming though. Like it's pretty subtle as a car, you know. And it being black or white, it's like, bro, it kind of just blends in.
If you know, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know something special about it. Yeah. It's so quiet, but it's so fast.
I didn't want it. That's the thing. I didn't want it loud.
Yeah,
I didn't want the exhaust loud. I like it how it is.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Holy, it's just so smooth.
It's just, nice.
That's awesome.
Cool.
That's awesome.
That's a nice.
It's super cool.
The pickup is nice. Like it's got so much torque, usable torque, that you can just cruise on like, whatever, and you can go.
That was fun.
That was fun. Thanks for Thanks for testing it out.
Now tell me everything about this car now.
Oh, where do I start?
Where do we start? Okay,
Do we have time?
so let's start with the color.
It's a BMW Fire Orange. U92 is the color code. Painted from new by the previous owner.
What did that come
It was
on?
originally Valencia Orange.
Oh, okay.
And it was painted by probably one of the best painters in town, by SPS. So,
But like, what did this come on from the factory? Like BMW, was it like the Lime Rock?
oh yeah, this was on the E92 M3 GTS.
Oh.
The one with the roll cage. I don't know if they have that in the States.
No, we never
it's
got
a
that in the States.
and Euro car only, I think. And I think there's only like a handful of those cars.
Okay.
But
and
then
they did everything, huh? They stripped it down.
Yeah,
Because like the door jams and
they've
everything.
done everything. The interior is out. The engine bay is all done.
They stripped every single bit of this to do a full color change. Wow.
They even lacquered the bottom. I mean, the OEM BMW is not. There's no lacquer in these places. It's just paint, you know.
Even on this, like where they mount the body or whatever.
Yeah, it's pretty detailed.
That
and
is
obviously
incredible.
I paint corrected the car.
Yeah, so by trade, what you do daily, you actually detail cars.
Yeah,
Like you do paint correction, you do, and you spend a lot of time with these cars.
Yeah, I spend up to 80 hours, 100 hours. I could be on a car, especially classics. But I go real into it.
But this is your personal project car. How long did it take for you to get to this point?
So far it's been 6 years. Done a lot of the undercarriage because I felt like the car needed to handle better. I feel like it was restricted from factory. Mm-hmm. Like it's kind of like unlocking things from the car like a game.
So let's talk about the exterior first and then move on to the interior. Exterior-wise, what have you changed?
Yeah, I've got like a GTS style front lip. Pretty solid. It's mounted really solid on there.
Stock bumper.
Yeah, stock bumper. It's got the side skirt splitter on there in carbon.
Tell me about the wheel and tire combo and brakes.
This is the BBS RID with the 71 RS Bridgestone tire, which is like a semi-slick for the road. It's a very fast tyre. It's got the Brembo GTS 6-pot calipers, 380 all round on all corners, running on endless brake pads.
It's the same size all the way around?
Yeah, they're 380s all the way around.
For what?
It's those potholes in Hong Kong, you know, you gotta stop before you get there, so.
I cannot believe how good the brakes are just from driving it just seriously for 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's pretty.
They blew me away.
They're pretty good.
So good.
Yeah, pretty good.
So endless pads.
Yeah, endless pads.
Oh. And then the exhaust was so quiet.
So the exhaust, I'm running AR design downpipes, which are like ceramic coated by Zerkotech in the UK. Then running the Eisenman race exhaust from the cat back. Because these cars come restricted from factory. They have like 4 cats from factory. I don't know why, maybe to restrict the power. So it's not overpowering the E92 of that time. But it gives a nice sound. I didn't want it obnoxious, like in your face kind of sound. It's got a nice, good sound, like you know there's something, you know, underneath the bonnet. It's
I
pretty
love
good.
This. Super cool that you have a Studi badge on here.
Like I had to represent, like they're good friends of mine. They've helped me out with part sourcing. You know, they've helped me on my E46 M3 sourcing parts for that. So, you know, this is the only logo I have apart from the BMW on the car. So much love to study, and I'll see you guys in January.
Yeah, we've had a chance to feature and drive a couple of their cars. They do a really good job. And plus, on top of that, they have so much racing heritage too.
Yeah, I mean, in some ways, they inspire me to build the BMWs that I have, because they do it like on that level where it looks factory. It could be rolling out of a factory, but there's loads of modifications underneath.
Couple more touches. You have the carbon fiber.
Yeah, this carbon fiber diffuser I designed on my own. I'm on like this 1M group, Facebook international group, and we come along a topic where everyone wanted a diffuser, but they didn't want the ones that are currently on the market, so we designed it kind of together. And me being in the carbon fiber in the industry, I manufactured these carbon fiber diffusers, and they're subtle, but yet there's some touches of aggressiveness to it.
I think it looks great. And it matches this little spoiler here too.
Yeah.
Who makes this?
This is from BMW.
Oh, okay.
This is a M Performance part.
What blew me away from driving this was how smooth it was, the power delivery. It does feel just like a 90s JDM big turbo vehicle without the drama. It wasn't dramatic at all. It was like when you floored it, the turbo, you know, there was that lag, but it kicked in and it was just a rush of power.
Yeah, there's good amount of torque. I mean, I think it's running around 480 brake horsepower, around 700 plus Newton meters of torque. So it's there whenever you need it. It's running on stock turbos for now. It's something I'll probably change in the future if needed. But it's really smooth.
So
smooth
what
power
have you
delivery.
done to the engine and engine bay? So it is tuned then?
It's tuned. It's got just a MHD Stage 2 Plus map on it. It's got the usual, like, you know, the charge pipes and stuff. I put a performance air filter in it. But the rest is just mapping. It's just good mapping.
And then you designed this cover yourself?
Yeah, I mean, from factory, the engine cover, it didn't look special enough for a 1M. It could be from a normal 135i or a 1 Series. So I redesigned the cover so it's more smooth, clean looking with touches of carbon fiber. It's all carbon fiber. Then I had it painted in the fire orange, added the M emblem to it.
This really was stripped down to bare metal, huh? All of this engine bay, everything is all painted.
Yeah, the only thing they left, I mean, is where the engine, where the chassis number is still Valencia orange.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's the only thing that gives it away.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's the only thing.
And did you make these too?
Yeah, these are actually, functional to some degree. They scoop downwards, so air would just go into the grill and channel its way into the intake, whereas from factory they're just flat. So don't think they really played much purpose before.
So tell me about the suspension. What did you do for suspension?
Suspension is on Öhlins, running Swift springs. It's got the Millway bushings and ball bearing bushes all round, with adjustable arms, toe arms. It's got some other camber arms and stuff all around.
I think you mentioned that you have spoon rigid collars too.
Yeah,
on
spoon
this.
rigid collars. Shout out to Study again for sorting those out for me.
And you had a special. There was an interesting story when it came to actually tuning the suspension, huh?
Yes, I reached out to one of the Macau winning drivers, Andy, who helped me set the car up. I mean, he took it out for like 200 kilometers, going into mountains and on the highway, just getting it dialed in. And like when he took me for a ride in it, I mean, I probably wouldn't take it near as what he would, but it was just so planted. I wouldn't tell you the figures we're driving the car at, but it was really planted.
But he's actually like adjusting it.
Yeah,
click,
I mean,
click by click.
Yeah, click by click. He would get off in the middle of the road and just get under the car and tweak the suspension and go back and forth on the same stretch. So yeah, shout out to him. He'd done an amazing job.
It's not stiff at all. It actually drives really, really nice.
Yeah,
it felt really good on the highway and on these rough roads.
Yeah, he'd done a really good job. I mean, later if I decide to change the suspension again, I'll look for him again to dial it in again, for sure. And with the mounts and stuff, I'm running upgraded engine mounts, transmission mounts, and the diff mounts. So it's a bit more stiff, but not too stiff. I didn't want the hardest ones to give you that rough ride. Because when you're changing the gears, you feel it just slots in nicely. But if you go too hard, you really have to, it gets a bit clunky at low speed, so.
All right. The interior is really nice as well. So tell me about the seats.
The seats are the Recaro Speedsters from Japan. So they're more of like an Asian fit, if you like. Whereas the Sportsters from Europe they're less hugging. The cushions are thinner. So these will give you more support, especially like our frame or my frame. These offer more support. And I've got the plaid material from the US, from Hayes. And Relicate supplied me with the Alcantara. Once again, I got the stitching from Germany, from BMW. And I had a local trimmer re-upholster the seats for me.
It looks so good. So these are one-off. You can't find any.
Yeah,
you can't find these anywhere else in the world.
Yeah, and Study
very
supplied
custom.
me with the seat fittings and stuff, so they sit a bit lower. Nice touches there with the M embossed inside.
So does it still have a seat heater? Is that what this button is?
I haven't plugged it in yet because it never gets cold enough to use it.
Oh,
here.
that's right.
So,
but you mentioned you want to ship this to Japan and drive this.
Yeah,
in Japan.
I'd love to. If it ever does happen, then yeah, I'll probably hook them up. And yeah.
What else have you done to the interior?
The center console was a big one for me because I didn't like that sticky plastic. From when plastic ages of that era, it just becomes sticky. So once again, I've redone them in Alcantara. This is like a thicker Alcantara with a bit more padding in it. And I used the M2. They had a nice knee pad when I drove one, and so I implemented that into the design. And also the carbon fiber. I went for the matte carbon fiber for the inserts, and also for the tray behind.
You did that?
Yeah, I've done all this. And just little subtle touches, steering wheel.
So did you have to redo all this stuff too?
No, this was from factory. So I wanted the Alcantara to match. Because some Alcantara you get from certain companies, they come darker. So I really wanted to match that type of charcoal gray. So it was a bit of work, but we got there in the end.
It looks really good. So then, what about the steering wheel?
Steering wheel, I had the stitching redone in the orange with the factory Alcantara again. This is a M Performance steering wheel.
Oh, this is standard?
Yeah, it's an option. You have to buy the steering wheel separately from BMW. Oh. But they, it tells you, because there's no, it tells you the water temp and oil temp. It's pretty good. There's like a G meter on there, and the shifter I done. The shifter is pretty good.
Yeah,
It's
no, it
way-
feels really, really good.
Yeah, it's way
so it's just
better.
a short shifter.
Yeah, this is a factory short shifter, which is quite a unicorn part. So it really works well. And the pedals from the newer generation M cars, which are
So then your concept with this really is to just use as many BMW parts bin parts.
yeah, just continue the trend that BMW had set. You know, just use as many BMW parts to build my version of like a CS GTS. Like, you know, the clutches from a 550i. This is a lot of research from forums and from other people that have 1Ms. So yeah, thanks to those guys for suggesting, you know, these parts to me. You told me there's a story you had with the 1M as well.
Yeah, I love the 1M. I still, to this day, my favorite BMW. It just has everything that I want, right? Manual transmission, turbo feel, rear wheel drive, lighter weight. Such a cool car. What I want to know is, in terms of like it being a Hong Kong build, how many of them, or how many BMWs are built to this level that are driven on the street in Hong Kong?
It's hard to say. Like,
It's more rare.
it's more rare to find built BMWs in Hong Kong, I guess. I mean, you'll find a few now and then. Like E46s is a trend right now, the M3s. But 1Ms, I feel like I keep telling some 1M owners in Hong Kong, you have to do certain things to unlock. I want them to experience certain things about the car. And I guess some collectors like to just keep them stock, which, you know, I mean, yeah, it's totally down to them and it's their car. But I feel like this car has so much features to be unlocked and shared with other owners.
It's so quiet, but it has a really good tone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
It's pretty good. I mean, it's an acquired taste, I guess. Some people love the firecrackers and that loud rumble of the engines, but I really like this subtle sound, especially on the road when you're driving it. I mean, when it pulls, it's not crazy loud. It's just,
Yeah,
you know,
it's so good.
Yeah, there is a nice tone to it.
It just kicks you in the ass, honestly, when you floor it.
Yeah, it's a really nice pull.
Cool. Thank you so much for showing us your build.
No worries. You're welcome. Thanks, Larry.
Are you allowed to talk about this stuff then? Like what is this? What are you willing to talk about? What can we talk about, or what can we show to promote the car culture in Hong Kong?
I would say there's a lot of depth in Hong Kong car culture. We're so close to Macau. There's a lot of racing that has inspired a lot of modification early on in the day, the early Evo 4, 5, 6 editions. A lot of the guys were participating in the road sport championships. So in the rural areas of Hong Kong, you find a lot of hidden garages and a lot of JDM stuff. Mm-hmm. So you get guys they know the brochure, you know, for Rally Art parts, Nismo parts, you name it, from back in the golden era. So there's just a lot of knowledge, and I'm trying to build this car to kind of reflect that knowledge of what we can do in Hong Kong.
This is absolutely beautiful. This is not like Hong Kong beautiful and crazy. This is just crazy overall as a R34 GTR build. And on top of that, active red. This color is so rare.
Yeah, I actually had I started out with a red 35. I modified that to a Veris Kamikaze Supersonic, and that was too aggressive to go out in the streets in Hong Kong. So I went for 34 when they were starting to get popular. So I lucked out and I got a Midnight Purple 2, but I thought it was too rare to modify. I didn't really want to take the engine out because I had N1 block as well. So I sold that car as it doubled in price. I thought that was the top, and then turns out Bring a Trailer had it for 240K US. So I went for Active Red, which luckily was still decent in price in about 2019. And so I arrived in Hong Kong, got it registered 2020, and 3 years I've been playing with it. It's kind of like my project car. Been learning along the way.
So what's crazy to me is that you're the first person I've talked to since I've been here that's openly talking about their modified car. I don't really know how to put it, but you're not afraid of getting pulled over?
I drive it in specific routes at specific times, so I don't take it out to the shops. But there are places where you can go where there are, because Hong Kong roadblocks, they're only set up at specific times, certain places, well actually fixed places. So you wouldn't drive on a street and suddenly be caught out, oh, there's a checkpoint. So there are ways to get around, but you have to really know the map.
And I'm assuming it's not like you use this as your daily driver. This is just like your fun weekend car.
I actually fly for work a lot on weekends. I do a lot of racing. And so when I'm back in Hong Kong, I'm only back for a few days in the week. So I do drive it to work because it's only 10 minutes. And I'm a JDM guy, so I once it gets dirty, I use a tank of fuel, I change to another car, and then it rotates.
So you are a racing driver by trade.
Yep.
And you race all over the world. What do you generally race?
Yeah, I started out in Formula, and then I moved into GT in about 2013. And this year I actually raced for a Chinese team in China, and we had the Hello Kitty car in Macau. So this was this was the racing car.
That is awesome.
Yeah,
I love that. That is so cool.
Yeah.
So then tell me about this build. This is just stunning. I can't believe how good it looks. How much of the work did you do here in Hong Kong?
I'm lucky enough to have my own garage and a lift, so I have friends which can help me pull the engine. I built a 4G, but I haven't built a RB yet. I'm planning to do so eventually when I get all the parts. But yeah, I do as much as I can, from engine stuff to gearbox installation, the whole thing.
So, standalone ECU setup, Motec.
It's Aussie inspired with a bit of Tommy F, yeah. So trying to keep the Nismo stuff, but PRP, HKS Step 2, 2.8. And old turbos, Garrett's, 280 35s, I think.
Why not a big single?
Just haven't got to there yet, budget.
Okay, all right.
So planning to go G Series, and then eventually a single throttle body when I get there.
So good looking. It's perfect. It looks like a brand new car. Are those R35 brakes?
Yeah, R35 brakes, FPG, bells, brackets, and a Chinese brand disc. Yeah, I got a surprise for you.
What's that?
In the interior. So we got the Nismo steering wheel, the cluster, and then we got a PPG, and it runs the Motec dash.
PPG sequential transmission?
Yep. Yeah, so...
You drive this on the street?
Yeah.
Is this the only sequential GTR
I think it's the first one.
First one?
First one, yeah. So, a lot of firsts on this car. Just trying to push the game.
How is it to drive this in Hong Kong?
It's okay. The PPG is really smooth for street use. The non-fully straight gears makes it livable for the street. It's a little bit louder than you have to turn the audio up two clicks, but livable. And it's pretty light stick. And now with the Motec, I set up the flat shift, so up the gears, I don't need to use a clutch. So it's pretty fast and pretty convenient.
Oh, that is so neat. What a nice car. I love the interior too. Love the matching Recaro seats. Did you guys do this custom to match the back too?
Actually, when I got this car from Global Auto in Japan, it came with this upholstered rear seat. So it had a bucket seat for the driver's side, and then I think it was SR3 on the left passenger side. But I wanted to make them the same, so I got the GK red, the same fabric to match the rear.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, it's a baby build compared to what you've seen in Australia.
I understand that, but
like
the circumstance is what is really cool to me. You know, the fact that you're willing to do this here, and you're also willing to talk about it openly. I think that is really cool.
I love cars, man.
Yeah, that's your Instagram, not for drivers.
Yep. Exterior-wise in Hong Kong, it's the #1 cop magnet. So you try to avoid GT wings. You try to avoid fixed mirrors. I go for a silent exhaust because I just want the cabin noises. So nothing crazy on the exterior. Just trying to keep it original as possible with a little bit of modification.
Awesome.
So all engine bay, drivetrain stuff.
So cool. All right. Well, yeah. When you come back, go to dinner. Enjoy your dinner. Come back. Hopefully, you know, the authorities haven't come yet. And maybe we'll go for a cruise.
Yeah, let's see how it is.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hey, thanks for watching. If you want to support us directly, go to larrychenprints.com. I print and sign every single one of these. This is the perfect gift, or it's the perfect piece of art for your wall.